Today we're going to learn about synthetic division. Good news, there's an alternative to polynomial long division sometimes. There's going to be times when polynomial long division is what you got to use, just for the sake of the problem. But there are other times where we can use an alternative method, and we call that method synthetic division. So go ahead and title your notes, synthetic division, S-Y-N-T-H-E-T-I-C, synthetic division. Don't worry about copying down these steps because I want you guys to understand the process more than just memorizing steps here. So synthetic division. So would you please copy down this problem into your notes? That's the first problem we're going to look at. We're still taking a polynomial and dividing it by a binomial. So we have x cubed minus 4x squared plus 6x minus 4. And we're dividing it by x minus 2. Do we have any missing terms in this polynomial? Any missing terms? We talked about that a little bit yesterday. I don't think so. Our exponents go 3, 2, 1, 0, so we're good there. We're going to set up our synthetic division. I want you to put like a little box off to the side. And we're going to put a number inside that box. I'm going to put the number 2. That 2 came from right here. Synthetic division will work if we have a binomial in the form of x minus r. R is what is going in this box. Now, why didn't I put negative 2? Because the form is x minus r. So I'm just putting r. So what if this had been x plus 2? What would I put in the box? Be negative 2. Okay, this is minus a negative. We'll look at that in a second. But I'm putting r in that box. I've got 2. That's the first step. The next step is we're going to list our coefficients in the polynomial. So the coefficient on the first term is 1. Coefficient on the quadratic term is negative 4. Just leave a little bit of room just to spread it out a bit. Next term is 6. And the last term, negative 4. I want you to skip a line in your notebook and then draw a horizontal line. Skip a line and then draw a horizontal line. And I'm going to put a vertical line right here. And my vertical line is between the 6 and the negative 4. What's going to appear in this box right here will be our remainder. And this is kind of a wall to wall it off. We know it's different from our polynomial answer. Okay. Everybody good so far? So the box is here, and 2 came from here. What are these numbers? There are coefficients and, of course, our constant as well, right? All right, so now we're ready to do the synthetic division. The very first thing we do is bring down the 1. Okay, I don't do anything to that first coefficient. It just comes straight down. And then I'm going to multiply. I'm always going to take the number in the bottom row times the number in the box. So 1 times 2 is 2. For this first example, it might be helpful for you to say, put like a little note here and say 2 times 1, so you know how you got that answer. Just for the first example, if you can squeeze it in, it might be helpful. Now for the first step, we just brought down the 1, didn't we? There was nothing here. But in this step, now that there's something here, we're going to have to add these two. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. And then we're just going to repeat the process. We're going to take this bottom number times 2. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And again, I'm just going to write here how I got negative 4. I took 2 times negative 2. With the number here in this position, we need to add 6 plus negative 4, or 6 minus 4 is 2. And then we'll multiply. The bottom number times the number in the box. 2 times 2 is 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then we add. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. What did I tell you was going to appear here? The remainder. Make a note here on your first example. This is the remainder. If we have a remainder of 0, we don't do anything with it. But if there's any other number in that box, we'll write our answer as remainder. Now, we're almost done. This is going to be our answer, but we're going to add in our variables now. To add in our variables, I want you to go back to the original problem, the polynomial. The highest exponent here was x to the 3rd power. This first term in our answer is going to be 1 exponent less than the original polynomial. So if that's x cubed, this one's going to be x squared. It's 1 less, 1 power less than the original polynomial. So if this is x squared, what do you think this one's going to be? X to the 1st power. And then 2 is our constant. Okay. So this is our answer. Now I don't want you to leave it like this. I want to go ahead and write it with plus and minus signs in there. So I've got 1x squared, or x squared, minus 2x plus 2. Again, I don't have to worry about the remainder because it was 0. Wasn't that so much nicer than long division? No, you prefer long division? You got it in your head now, don't you?
No, I don't.
No. That's okay. I think once you get the rolling with this, you'll like it. All right, let's try another one. It's a little confusing, you're right. It'll get better. Let's look at this one next. Do we have any missing terms? As you're writing your polynomial down, I want you to always check for that because add it in as you're writing it down. Let's go ahead and set up our synthetic division process. I'm going to start with the little box off to the left. What number is going to go in that box off to the left? Negative 3. Let's talk about why before we go any further. The form has to be in that form of x minus r. Obviously that's a plus sign there, but if I make it x minus a negative 3, isn't that the same thing as x plus 3? Okay. So what are we subtracting? We're subtracting a negative 3. So negative 3 is going to go in the box. An easy way to think about it is it's just going to be the opposite of what it looks like. It looks like it should be positive 3, but we're going to make it negative 3. Please write your coefficients, list them out. I have 2, 3, negative 4, and 15. Once you've got your coefficients listed, skip a line in your notebook, draw your horizontal line, and that little box off to the right. First term, 2, what do we do with it? bring it straight down. There's nothing to add to 2, so it comes straight down. After we bring down the 2, we're going to multiply 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Now that I have a number here in the middle, I can add 3 plus negative 6, or 3 minus 6, is negative 3. And then we'll multiply. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5. Then we multiply. 5 times negative 3, negative 15. And then we add. 15 minus 15 is 0. Did I go too fast on that second problem? Make sure you got a copy down. If you don't, catch up to me. What's this number here? That's a remainder. Do we have to worry about it with 0? No. So we're just about finished. We're going to put our variables in here. We go back to our original problem. We have x cubed as our highest power. Our term here is going to be 2x squared. The next term is going to be negative 3x and a positive 5. Please go ahead and write your answer. We have 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. I'd like to look at one where we have a missing term, maybe even a remainder if I can find one here. Let's try this one. I think we may have done this one yesterday, but that's okay. K cubed plus k squared minus 7. We're dividing this by k plus 1. Obviously we have a missing term, correct? Which term is it? K to the first. So we need to make sure we add that in. 5k cubed plus k squared plus 0k minus 7. We do need to add in that missing term. Every term has to be accounted for. Otherwise, synthetic division and even long division won't work. So let's set up our synthetic division. What will go in the box there on the left side? Negative 1. And again, think of it as just the opposite of what is there in parentheses. So negative 1. Now we're going to list our coefficients. Please include that 0. It is part of your problem. So 5, 1, 0, negative 7. What do we do with the first term at 5? Come straight down. And then we do what? Good. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And then what? We add, and then we multiply. Negative 4 times negative 1 is 4. And then we add, then we multiply, then we add. Now this time we have a number left over in that box, don't we? This is going to be our remainder, just like we talked about. Now, if our highest power up here was cubed, what's ours going to be here? Squared. Let's use k. The variable in this problem is k, so it's going to be 5k squared, negative 4k plus 4. So write my answer. I have 5k squared minus 4k plus 4. Now, I have to include this remainder. So it's going to be minus 11 over what? Do you remember what we put in the denominator? Good. Our divisor, k plus 1. And that is our answer. All right, how many of you like synthetic division now better? Like it better now? Good, I thought you might. Synthetic division will not always work nicely. There will be some times, and you'll learn more about this when you get to college algebra, those situations where it doesn't work as nice as long division. I think I'm going to stop here for today. Now, on your homework for today, it's going to be a handout. I'm going to post it on Classroom like I did yesterday. But there's also going to be some problems where we're taking a polynomial divided by a monomial, just as a review. Do you remember how to simplify problems like that? Polynomial divided by a monomial? There's one term in the denominator. Synthetic division won't work. Long division won't work. We're simply just going to break it up into, like in this example, 3 separate problems. Okay? So, give me just a second to get it loaded on Classroom. You guys need a note, a sheet of paper out, and you can get started. If you want to group up and work, I'm okay with that as long as you're on.